Hey, good night, guys. Welcome back to Festival Stage. This is the 2021 edition. Of course, you know, this has been ordinary life for the last couple of years. It's so good to get rid of this, fully vaccinated, and we are all but ready to go. Yes, this is tonight's big party, Festival Stage from CBC, and thanks to the CMC, we're all across the world. We're in the tri-state New York, we're in Canada, we're in England, we're also in 23 Caribbean territories, hooked onto Barbados to find out what's really going to happen with Festival Stage. Well, I'll tell you what's going to happen with Festival Stage tonight. We've got some big announcements for you. Over the last couple of weeks, we've had this big competition at CBC, so you've got a chance to hear who will be going forward. But with me tonight is producer, presenter, Cassandra Crawford. Good night, Cassandra.
Hello, Admiral. Hello. It's so good to see you. I mean, I feel like I don't see you in passing anymore now that we're working at different times.
Yes, we are.
But I've got to tell you, you look great. That shirt is fantabulous.
Oh, well, it's bringing out the tiredness after a long day, but that's good. Listen, we're excited because we haven't had the type of energy for Cropover for a couple of years. And I know that the cabin fever has lingered for too long, and the party animals are ready. But guess what, Cassandra? We've had other things happening, so we're wondering maybe if, you know, the COVID-19 unit give the guy a blight this year so that they could have a little party or two.
A little bram, a little do-down, a little something.
Off comes the mask.
I would say.
But it could be a fully vaccinated party. That's all you need. A fully vaccinated party, you know, where you go and you show your little ID.
Your cards, your credentials.
Yeah, but I didn't get mine. Did you get yours?
I have a card, yes. A nice blue card.
Oh, that card. It's a big one.
But at this point, I'm only half vaccinated.
But I'm out of here. You can't vaccinate.
I'm half vaccinated, but I'm taking my vitamins and I'm eating my fruits and vegetables. All that was doing, and I'm sanitizing. We are definitely physically distanced.
Yeah,
and I gotta tell you, by the way, your shirt looks really good, huh? I know I mentioned that.
Oh, that's very kind.
The best I could do was wear my Bajanisms shirt, my Bajan words shirt, to try and keep up with your shirts.
You see, these people, I've been fighting with your name all night, and they put it right back there. Please, Crawford.
They put me as Samuel?
Yeah.
They forgot my actual name now?
Confusing my head. But what is that written all over? Is this your
shirt?
party shirt or something? What is
Thanks
that?
for the apology. It's okay. It'll always be me still, I guess. It has words like Opetin, Mobaton,
Oh, it's a Bajan thing.
Autopsy,
It's a
Hardiers, Skylarking. Your mother used to tell you to stop skylarking?
Yeah, of course. That was the thing.
She used to call you Admiral Tony.
No, she never called me Admiral. It was always Anthony. She christened me like that. And she's like, guy, who's he? Yeah, so that was all right. But we're talking Festival Stage.
Yes.
Let's look at what's been going on. Nothing for the last 2 years. Classic won the last Monarch competition. This was, you know, they had gone into the one song thing. So he won with one song. But let me say to you, he is not the long-reigning Calypso monarch in the country. As a matter of fact, he's sharing that time now with Sir Don. But Mighty Gabby holds the title for having won and kept the title for over 3 years.
This is why I like you. You are like a history book when it comes to Calypso.
I mean, these are the things. COVID-19 will give you some extra time to do your research. 68, Gabby had his Globe Cinema, and then there was no competition in 69, 70, 71, and in 72. So Mighty Gabby holds the title.
Look at that.
Mikey is the Soca Monarch, call them Soca Monarchs now, right? So he's a Soca Monarch. He's been reigning now for, years, just about 2 years. We need to have a Cropover. We need to find somebody.
But there's no way possible that we could, if we had something, can't possibly call it Cropover, because you know, since May, usually the music and everything looking down,
we've had
events would be happening. You know, we would have had the Cropover official launch by now. So, I mean, whatever we're able to do will be something where we hopefully will be able to celebrate what we can. I gotta say, in House Plug, I love what we've been doing here to earn the directive with the stand home. Yeah, and NCF has also been doing their thing, you know, virtually to try and keep Barbadians entertained, and I think that's great. But We got the now, whatever is now, we got to roll with it, as I like to say. But we have the memories, Admiral, that we can talk about and that we can go back to.
Yes, we do. Yes. And we'll get to memory in a moment. But we got to tell them who's coming on tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Tonight, lots from CBC Sales and Marketing to the most beautiful ladies in the building. And Nicole.
Yes.
And
Nicole Collins here. They're both marketing officers.
And I hear Nicole hearing the most beautiful.
Is also going to join us.
Lisa's going to be here. When Chapman Stewart,
yes.
everyone knows he's from 4x4, and to talk about Cropover maybe? Is that what we're going to deal with? Something like that?
He did a lot of things.
Jeez,
he putting succession planning in place already. Even been roped in.
Yes, yes.
We're going to talk about all the places, his events back in the day. You remember that place called the Shelter? You gone even further back.
Right there on the highway.
Yeah.
It's a small place.
Small sweaty
You
place.
lose weight when you party at Paul's.
I remember it. Yeah. Adrian Clark is also going to.
He's also coming. I don't know. It'd be good to hear what is going to come out of it. Do you miss the social commentary? I miss the social commentary. I miss the Calypso tents.
Yeah.
I miss Festival Stage.
Yeah.
And I miss this song. This song was a 2019 song. This was the biggest song for the year. We used to do some a little bit of lead pipe now. A little sometime. Yeah.
You know what
sometime.
You know what you mentioned, Admiral? Before we do this sometime?
What did I mention?
What you miss? I miss the crowds, the sea of people, and the tents when you used to see people in the chairs just rocking like that.
I don't know.
I miss that.
Funny enough, you won't believe I'm going to tell you this
Tell
now.
me.
But the quietness for me was good.
Wow.
The sad thing about it is that the guys were not making money. I mean, all across the world, I heard Peter Gabriel only today making a plea to the government to try and open up so that artists can make money. They've all suffered. All the big names, you name them, they've all suffered. And we've had them here. Biggie Irie was even planning to go on a cruise ship for about 6 months to try to catch back up with the situation.
It's been rough.
And I don't know how they survive because all their life it's just been about music. Now I think that cost cap was also helping here because the music is being played on radio. So once the music is being played on radio, there's still a little bit of money coming. That's not a lot of money coming for everybody. I also know that the government did provide a bit of incentive for the artists, but you can almost like never have enough. So I'm thinking, Cassandra, that if COVID goes away, I do believe you're going to have to live with COVID for the rest of our lives. Yeah. If you're fully vaccinated, you're going to be all right. If you're half, that's not going to work.
Well, you got to be half before you can get to the whole.
Right.
All right.
It's about,
it's
about time.
Admiral, the other thing that I loved about Festival Stage, I want that back. So I'm putting it out there tonight. Remember when people would call and they would be upset and they're sharing how they feel and everything?
Well,
we're welcoming that.
I got a feeling the conversation will go in a different direction tonight.
You think so?
What are we upset about? That when they call the vaccine number, nobody answers?
Who knows? Who knows?
There's been nothing happening.
But that's what it's for. They can share.
And I would have thought that the artists might use a lot of the time now to flood this with music because if we play the songs, they get paid for them. Yeah. Flood the place.
But some of them haven't had enough funds to produce the music. Yeah. I guess those who have been able to, because we don't know the dynamics of each person's life, but those who were able to have put some music out there. But like what you're saying, and I hope that we'll see more and we'll stop thinking of it as just for Cropover and just keep turning it out.
Yeah, so this is interesting, Cassandra, because this is exactly what COVID will do now. It'll tell you, and it must have told you now, you can't wait on Cropover to come some music out.
Correct.
Put some music out there, and let's play it, and you make money, and we'll all be a happy group of people.
Speaking of playing that music, you were telling people about something
Lead Pipe. This is the big song. It's not Buffalo Stew, but it was a big song. Sometimes.
I'll see you sometimes right here on stage.
Let's have a look back at it. 29. Wow! That wasn't bad.
It must be confusion in your mind. If you seek, then you shall find, and you can call me sometimes. But not all the time. Woman, you can't 10 times yesterday. 10 more again today. Think you can program. But I live want good and company. Can't tell in friends and family. Go to your custom, right? Don't get it twisted. Don't expect no more than what we already are. We keeping it simple. Don't expect no more than what we already are. Keeping it simple, yeah. And you already have a mind, but I can be your sunshine. Baby, call me sometime. Not call it. And you already have a mind, but I can be yours. Baby, call me. Not call it time. You take a wine with me sometime. You take a grind with me sometime. You can find with me sometime, but not call it. Hey, you take a wine with me. You take a grind with me. You can find with me sometime, not all the time. You say you not letting go. You think life's a rodeo. Please do not think that, cause I'm just the man outside. Tell Juliet I'm not Romeo. I'm not living to her. Just let your feelings go. I don't get mixed up now. Sing. Don't expect no more than what we already have. Keeping it simple. Don't expect no more than what we already have. Keeping it simple. Well, then you already have a man, but I can be your sometime. Baby, call it on time, not call it. Well, then you already have a man, but I can be yours. Baby, call it, not call it time. You take a wine with me sometime. Oh God, take a grind with me sometime. You can grind with me sometime, but not call it. You take a wine with me sometime. You take a grind with me. You can find me sometime, but not call it. Sing sometime, sometime. Sing.
Yeah, welcome back to the vaccinated edition of Festival Stage. I tell you, over the last couple of weeks, we've had this competition running at CBC, and we had asked that you'd send in your entries. We were looking for the ultimate soca champion of Barbados. Well, there are two categories. There's one, the social commentary, and of course, the party, call it the Soca Monarch. And we've got two ladies from our department here at CBC, Marketing and Sales Department, Alicia Hinkson, and of course, Nicole is with us tonight. Ladies, welcome to Festival Stage.
Good night.
Jeez, boy, Nicole, you look different from 6 minutes ago. It's good to see you.
Good to see you too. Your shirt is just as mine.
Yeah, it is. Thank you very much. And Alicia, how you been doing? I know you're a party animal. You guys must be missing Cropover, man.
Missing
We are.
Yes. Socatologists. We are socatologists.
So tell me, the brains behind this concept at CBC, who's responsible for that?
The entire team.
This
All right, you're saying this came, Nicole. I'm here. This came
the entire team is a
from the.
collective
Oh, you all
effort.
were saying the same thing. All right, good.
Yes.
So the idea is that you're looking for the ultimate champion. And it's not about the ultimate virtual champion, because bonds were asked to, over the years, think about those songs, think about those performances, think, the champions, put them all together, send them to us, we'll calculate and choose who will go forward. But we are preliminary stage tonight, right, ladies?
Definitely.
40 teams, I'm told, are going forward, 24 for each competition. Is that it?
That is correct.
Okay. So who's going to be dealing with which in here of the two of you?
As far as I dealing with both.
You dealing with both? Okay,
Yes.
right. So, all right, you deal with both then. First
So you're
24.
ready?
Yes, I am very ready. I'm anxious. I voted.
You voted.
Yes.
Okay, so for the Soca Star competition, we have Lean, the Pack, Mr. Dale,
Okay.
Lil Rick.
Wait, hold on. Mr. Dale, leading the pack. Mr. Dale has a lot of fans, but he's had a lot of songs. I'll tell you something about Mr. Dale while you try to sort yourself out there. Interesting. I've always asked Mr. Dale to come back into the social commentary part of the show. I don't know if you guys remember when Mr. Dale was in the Kaiso tents.
Yes.
And there was a particular song he had called Not for Sight. I love that song, and I always say to him, you need to come back into the competition because we wanted really the best in social commentary. So maybe this sabbatical, when we are comfortable and living with COVID-19 and fully vaccinated, I think these guys are going to come back both because they'll be looking to make money. So you got to put yourself out in the market. So Nicole, you've got 24 of Soca Monarch people. So let's talk about the process of selecting. How was that done? Selecting the 24.
Okay, Admiral, as you know, we would have had a couple of weeks leading up to this competition where we flooded the airways through our stations of choice, 98.1 The One, Q100.7 FM, and of course 94.7 the local, the best 24/7. And we took our listeners back to the entire 50 years of Cropover to jaunt the memories, and in trying to relive the spirit of Cropover, because we haven't had a Cropover due to COVID-19 last year. And the way things are looking, we won't have anything that resembles Cropover as we know it this year. So CBC, we wanted to be able to give back to the artists. They are major stakeholders in the festival, and COVID-19 has impacted on them severely. So we wanted to be able to give them an opportunity to have a competition.
Yes.
And that's where we got to the Soca Showdown. So it's two competitions. Persons were asked to select their top 6 Soca stars, and the Soca stars were the Soca Monarch, groovy soca, bashment soca, that type of music. But then with the Kaiso champion, those were the biting lyrics, the social commentary. So therefore, we're merging now tonight to give you the 24 for the Soca Star and 24 for the Kaiso champion.
Okay, so we're going with the Soca Stars first. We're going to go with the Soca Stars first. Or is it Kaiso Stars? The Kaiso Stars. So this is the social commentary people, right? Okay,
Yes.
good. So we got to be very distinct. We got to separate them all because we don't want a social commentator jumping in bushy part. All right, so let's go. Social commentary.
So the social commentary, we have Red Plastic Bag.
Okay.
Okay. Red Plastic Bag, The Mighty Gabby, Edwin Yearwood, Mr. Dale,
Okay.
Malik, John King, iWeb, Classic, TC, Popsicle, Amazing Dre, Serenada, Bumba, Lil Rick, Blood, Griner, Kid Sight, Peter Ram, Invader number 3, Donella, Adonijah, Aziza, and Colin Spencer.
Wow.
That, Admiral, is your 24 for the social commentary, the Kaiso champions.
Wow. Ooh. Ooh.
Ooh.
That's tough
Yes.
because there are
It
some
is.
names. There's some names that are missing from there. For instance, I didn't see Adrian Clark. I didn't see Crystal Cummins Beckles.
AC is in there.
AC? Adrian Clark is in there?
Yes.
I didn't see
Yes.
Crystal Cummins Beckles. Crystal
There's
Cummings?
no
No?
Crystal Cummings Beckles in this lineup.
Wow.
I won't. You're saying wow.
Yeah, it's anyone who would have gone to the Kaiser tents in for years now would easily choose Crystal Cummings Beckles to be in the
That doesn't mean that she
competition.
wasn't voted for, Admiral.
Yeah,
That doesn't mean that at all. It just
well,
means that it's a number of votes. Once the votes were calculated,
yeah, I
that's
guess.
the top 24 that came in. And it's the people,
Yeah,
one of the
yeah,
things that
that's
we
fine.
want to
That's
get
fine.
home.
That's fine,
It's the
and
people's vote.
that's fine. I think they all understand that, but it's just,
Yes.
a bit hard. It really is
But
hard.
there was only one person.
Like,
I'm only hearing you saying one person that you didn't think
no,
could have been in there.
I
You've seen
got
some
a
more.
lot. Trust me, I got a lot in my head. Yeah, I have a
I
lot in
know.
my head. A lot in my head.
Yeah.
But that's fine. That's fine.
Hmm.
I expected, though, I must say, I expected from the very beginning that Mighty Gabby and Red Plastic Bag Invader #3 would have made it. I
Yes.
expected that. It was always going to be impossible to have a Calypso competition when you're looking at the stars over the years. And you can't forget that at one time Red Plastic Bag and the Mighty Gabby had the country divided in two. There were some other people inside. There were the classics and the invaders and the bumbers, the black
Yes.
pawns, etc. But
Hmm.
again, some of these names have not come into your competition tonight. But these are some of the people who would have, of course, been out there. I'm happy to see that they have not forgotten John King. I think John King is also very important, so it's good to see him in there. Anyhow, we've got a
Yes.
list. You have chosen.
Yes.
We did say that it was your choice to choose who would enter or who would go forward, and you've done that, so I'm good with it. Now,
Definitely. This is the choice of the people.
that's the choice of the people. That's the choice of the people. Now, the soca champions. This is gonna be very interesting, and I am predicting that I would see some names in both competitions.
You are correct.
Okay, so tell me, I'm
We're
anxious.
going for the Soca Star. We have Mr. Dale,
There you go.
Lil Rick,
There you go.
Edwin Yearwood, RPB,
Wow.
Griner, Biggie Irene, Statement, Mikey, Hyper Sounds, Allison Hines, Rhapsody, Marve, TC, Rupee, Mole, Lead Pipe, Blood, The Mighty Gabby, Stiffy, Sanctuary, Peter Ram, Marsville,
Who's your role, Alicia?
King Bubba, and IWeb. That, Admiral, is your 24 for the Soca Star competition. And you were indeed correct by saying that there were some of them who crossed over in both competitions.
If you're being fair, if you look at the competition over time, Lil Rick, Red Plastic Bag, clearly would have to be in there. Those are the two, for me, that I know would have to do the crossover because they've been so consistent over the years. The Mighty Gabby, although in recent
Indeed.
years he hasn't really given us any big party songs, but look at
Party.
his discography, you'll see that he has so many of them. So I don't have a problem with that. I'm happy to hear that some of the new people have been included here, Mole, the Hyper Sounds, etc.
Yes.
It's very important because we got to keep the festival alive for these guys, and I
Have to keep
I
it
think
fresh.
that's a very good choosing. Now, we've got your champions, you've got your names, you've heard your names, and throughout the next week we'll be announcing these names on all our radio stations here at CBC and of course on CBC TV 8. I've got with
And
me,
our
of course,
social
from
media
the Marketing and
pages.
Sales Department, Alicia Hinkson, because you've been having your stand home party. I've seen you. I've seen you on the Zoom and doing all sorts of things, but guess what? Alicia is going to tell us now because there's something big that's happening to coincide with what we've got here coming to CBC TV 8 from next week, right? Let's say good night to Alicia first. Hello.
And yes, good night to everyone from next week.
Next week.
After every good show, we want to party. You know, when you go to finals, no matter what show you go to, when the show is finished, you're ready for a party, and CBC is doing just that for you. It's the Coca-Cola After Party. It's also brought to you by Dasani, Banks Beer, McCarthy's Garage, and Flow. So right after that, you're going to have a party. We're going to be going down 2 hours straight, no matter where you are. So we're back outside. Some of us are back outside now. So whether you are at home, whether you are outside, if you're at a bar, we're saying to you, turn that TV on and let TV8 be your party wherever you are. Watch the competition. Make sure you vote for your favorite. And when you're finished vote, enjoy the after party with us. It's going to be again hosted by Ras. This week, coming up this Saturday, we're going to have Touchdown and Nico Vibes. And of course, CBC has embraced everybody that has a love for soca this year. Even in our stand home parties, we embraced every single person because it's the festival. It's a national festival, and CBC is playing its role.
Yeah, so if you can't get out, and you really shouldn't, without the mask, of course, and fully vaccinated, you don't have to worry. You can stay in the comfort of your home as you've been doing the last couple of months on CBC TV8, and you can watch some of the greatest soca stars and hear some of the wonderful music. I think this is a wonderful thing. And I also want to tell our sponsors, because I noticed the sponsors are grabbing. Listen, there's not a lot of room left. You better get in contact with CBC Sales and Marketing Department and make sure that you book your little time in there because time is tight. All right, so this party is going to last a little longer because I noticed for the last time party, there was supposed to be like an extra hour.
Yes, for the last home party, it was supposed to be an extra hour, ended up an hour and a half.
Wow.
We're going to go until 12:30.
Party animals.
Yes, at night we're going to give everybody time to get back home safely, of course, because, you know, we're still under curfew. So you party, yes, on weekends. So you party with us on Saturday nights if you're going out. If you're in the comfort of your home, you stay with us. Invite friends over. You know, make sure that you're in your cluster, of course. Make sure that you mask up. And as you said, Admiral, when it comes to advertising, our parties are also being aired on 98.1 The One. They're being aired on social media platforms, as well as the numerous people watching on CBC TV8. So it's not only for that at-home audience, but for the sponsors. If you want to expose that product, if you want that brand presence, let me tell you, there's nothing else than to be on the Soca Showdown. From beginning to the very end, from the actual showdown to the after party, that's where you want to be to make sure your brand gets that exposure.
So there's going to be a night for social commentary, right? You know I'm going to fight.
Of course, we're going to have the Soca Star one night, and we're going to have the Calypso Star the next night. We have to let all the audiences, the big audience that we deliver to. You know, we have the young people and we have the Calypso people. I mix between. I've watched, you know, the Calypso, the social commentary with my grandmother for years. So
wow, yeah. I like the Calypso. Hands up to host that. I love the Calypso. It would be great to host some of those shows. And I'm hoping, because we've got so many archives here, that along with that, you can probably joke in a thing or two from the Calypso tents. You know, people would love to hear a bit of Malik. I can think about one song you can play. Then you have to shut down the company altogether. Now, this is expected to run for how long? The soca parties?
It's expected to run for 6 weeks.
6 weeks.
It's going to be a very dynamic, energetic 6 weeks. It's going to be the hype of the season, really.
Right. Yeah. Fantastic.
So lock on to TV8 for sure from next week's day. Listen to all radio, all social media. Find out how you can choose your soca star and, of course, your Calypso star. And then the Coca-Cola after party.
Yeah, and party hard, man, with CBC TV8. It's so great. You know, you can stay home. You can invite your friends over. You sit on your porch or whatever, you know, put some chairs on the lawn. You don't have to worry about curfew and all that. Now, we're going back. This guy, Adrian Clark, sung a couple songs about me. I hope that this is not one of them. I'm not sure. But I'm going to take you back to 2001. AC, social commentator extraordinaire. See what that? What do you think, man? See what that?
Calypso. In authentic Calypso, they used to repeat the first line. Why did you know that in authentic Calypso, they used to repeat the first line? Why now you know? Well, in that case, then, brother man, for years we have another guy, so competition. Explain to me how can we won with the tune song. When a guy so wrong, singing a ring bang, and them guys so judges, please don't blame them for me. It is not their fault that they cannot judge properly. Caizonians spend thousands on presentation, only get 5 points and they lose the crown. We putting on a show for Minister McGuffin. So who the hell does be judging we? In the lyrics category, to the judges mean social commentary. Calypso topics on the top seat. So who the hell does be judging we? Half of them can't sing like me. They sing out the key and come before AC. Hit side, would you explain that to me quickly? Who the hell does be judging me? And tell Ilombi, Adrian holding on to the Calypso ballad from like brother Aloes and Baron. You want a man who does sing ballads sweeter than Birdie? If Sparrow was me, he would say, Motley, who the hell are you to judge me? I saw. Calypso is Calypso. I wondering if them so-called judges know what Caizonian scholar beat wrong. Play the dominant seventh, let me expound the 1-4-5 chord structure, characteristic of Caizo genre. So don't be ashamed, cause you didn't know what constitutes an authentic Calypso. And they are some judges, self-appointed, it's true, just flapping their mouth, and them just don't have a clue. Look, he played Caizo, so suddenly, if he got the right to say, left me at this semi, I don't admire you giving your mouth liberty. Who the hell are you to judge me? You serenade me, jokers in the pack, but this joker here still got your back. I really think you should be up here with me. But who the hell does be judging we? When them announce Gabby win the crown, camera zoom in on RPB and King John. Make that bike look like a Johnny. So who the hell does be judging we? Maybe it was money talking through his big mouth. It was beyond the imagination. How them two get beat out? John wasn't so bad, but 6th place for RPB. Make the 5-time honor, ask me, who the hell does be judging we? I saw.
Festival stage welcomes the man himself, AC, Adrian Clark. Good night, Adrian.
Hey, good night, and I almost say happy Cropover.
Happy Cropover virtually to you. It's good to see
Happy
you.
Cropover virtually.
It's good to see you, man. How come they got you on the
Oh my
biggest
gosh.
screen than me, though? I mean, you that big? You put on so much weight?
Well, you check where you looked there in 2001? Way bigger than that now? I had a vegetarian face.
Oh
My
my
gosh.
gosh.
Yeah, Dr. Sandra Island.
Adrian, how have you been, man? You must be missing the Calypso tents like crazy.
Yeah, I'm definitely missing the tents. Boy, missing the Big Show family, but we have a chat group, so we still get a chat and get gypsy and certain things every once in a while. But you miss that performing and linking up with each other and getting the feedback from the audience and stuff. You know, that's something that you would miss as a performer.
Right.
But it is what it is, you know.
You're nominated in the big CBC soca competition. How do you feel about that?
I don't take competition. This might sound funny, but I don't take competition. No matter, I don't think I am both, but I don't take competition as serious as some people may think. You know, it happens, and then whatever the result is, whatever the judges say it is, or whatever the public, John Public says, that's it. Next day, move on. It's just a competition. But the fun of it, yeah, get to see people quarrel over you for a bit, you know. So I don't mind.
The camaraderie, though, that exists in the Calypso tents, the people, when you get a chance to come out and meet the people after you've sung your song, I'm sure, Adrian, that you look forward for comments. You want to hear people talk about whether or not they think the song, you know, is good enough.
Yeah, I mean, Barbadians are very educated when it comes to Calypso, to Calypso. And even though some may anger you with their critique, and I say anger because some just talk a lot of foolishness. Let me just face it. You know, sometimes you too, Admiral, but, you know, it is, we still love you. Well. But the thing is, yeah, man. You know, but the thing is, even though we may get a little ruffled, we still like it. We still, I should say, love it. We still love to know that we can have something to go home and tweak. I mean, I've listened to you. I've listened to a number of the other big Calypso critics that were coming to the tents, and even though I may not totally agree, there might be some truth to it. So you mull it over in your head, and once or twice, you know, things have been said, you know what, I better try this, and it seems to have worked. So I don't have a problem with it. I tend to embrace it whenever it comes. And as I say, I don't take this thing to heart, because when it comes to competition being judged by 7, it's not the decision of the masses. It's the decision of the 5 or 7 judges that are making the decision. Now, a competition like this one now being held by CBC will be the decision of the masses, the ones that vote, that is. So people got to go there and vote. I didn't vote, though. I don't even know if anybody in my household vote. But the thing is, that's a different kind of competition. So when the people speak, that's the difference. So I can say that I have had more, how should I say, more support in losing the crown than I probably did in winning. Because when you win, it's like, people want you to get beat the next year. Who can beat you? But when you lose, it's like, man, he should have win. 2000, I remember I sang Search for Intelligent Life. And a young lady came to me crying at the stadium, Adrian Clark, you should have win, you should have win. I said, don't worry, I win next year. I won in 2001. But I know I gathered a bit more fans in 2000 because Wacky cut our backside. Then again, can go back to 2010. Gabby, I came second to Gabby in 2010. And there were persons who figured that maybe I should have beaten Gabby, right? Laugh it off, maybe Gabby had some fun because none of the 2 of us were taking part in the competition that year. I didn't make it public, neither did he. I for sure wasn't. But it was a last minute call by the tent manager at the time, when I was All Stars, Eleanor Rice, tell me try and find 2 songs. And I did. I wrote one the night, the same night as the Party Monarch, Soca Royale, they call it. That was the first Soca Royale. I came home the night and I wrote a song called No Plastic Back There. And came second to Gabby. So, I mean, it's a lot of fun. I enjoy the last minute writing, the last minute rehearsals and getting out there and performing for the people, because that's basically how I say it. So it's a lot of fun. Good sport.
Of course, you work outside of the Calypso tent. You're a businessman. So missing Cropover from a financial perspective might not have taken you so hard, but you would imagine that your colleagues would definitely have felt a dent in their earnings and stuff.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
That's a serious concern right there, because I mean, I know what it's like to be performing. I've done it for close to 10 years straight. I performed with Troubadours. From Troubadours, I went straight into Coalition. I've been traveling almost everywhere you can think of. Solo-wise, I've been doing a lot of traveling around too. And I know what it's like to be dependent on that gate receipt to pay the bills. I know what it's like. So I know what my comrades have been going through. I'm not dependent on it any longer, but I still have an interest in my colleagues and interest in the art form and to see everybody do well. I have a lot of ideas that I think would have aided in putting some money in the guys' pockets, you know, but time and us getting together and putting these things into action is another thing. But it just goes to show that as artists, we have to think about tomorrow. We got to really think about tomorrow and what's going to happen tomorrow. Because today is gone like that. They're going to be gone in a hurry. And it's not that easy because a lot of us perform, we don't get paid that well. You know, maybe doing 10 shows, but really and truly not being paid as well as we would like. But we will watch the foreign acts, or should I say the regional acts, come in and perform, and of course you will hear what some of them being paid and wonder why can't some of us be paid even close, remotely close. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles, I guess. But the thing is, the guys in the entertainment industry, there are people too. Just put it this way, anytime there is an event held in Barbados where it is a fundraiser, who do you call first? They don't call security, right? They don't call the songman first. They can call the entertainers. These are the ones that are going to tell them, you know, we want you to come and do a performance. So it's all for a good cause, and they might get a quote-unquote stipend, you know. I hear too much being done for entertainers during the whole lockdown periods and stuff. And I know a lot of the guys were really feeling it. They might be proud, you know, pride can get the better of us, but guys are suffering, man. And the fact that we are the guys, or these are the guys that you would call on first, you would expect that something would be done, you know, a little something, because whenever somebody need an operation, somebody need whatever, you understand? Somebody could need a door for the house. To call the entertainers to come and perform. You know, I know a guy, he was opening a shop, he called me to perform and tell me he want to give me some exposure. And I asked him, okay, let me discuss my fee. He said, nah, man, I just want to give you some exposure. You can come and sing 4 songs. You only got to sing? I said, well, since I only got to sing, and it's just singing, then you sing, you know? Because that's what people do. They just figure that that's all you do. They just see the end product, which is performing on stage. That's the easiest part. The rehearsals, the learning the songs, and if they're originals, they got to write them, you know? And people don't see that part. They'll never see that part. But you only see a microphone and a guy standing jumping around and skipping around and dancing around on stage. That's just the end product, you know? It's like driving a car. There's much going to them to drive a car than just to get in it and turn the ignition, you know? It's a whole process.
Multi-time Calypso monarch Adrian Clark with us on Festival Stage. You can talk to us. You can call us on 228-5563, 228-5563 if you've got questions for yours truly or for Adrian. You know, I hear what you say, Adrian, and you know, for many years we've talked about the amount of money that Cropover has brought to this country. We've heard about all sorts of millions, from 60 to 100 million. I think that something must happen. It's about time that you guys pull something together for times like this. We've tried so many bodies in the past, bodies that have really not represented the artists in the way that they should. Trinidad has been able to come and make it happen. Grenada, St. Vincent, and Barbados have found it very difficult to put it in place and make it happen. If you had a situation like that during COVID, I'm sure that the artists would be able to draw down some money because they would have been paying membership fees. Are you guys looking at anything like this going forward? Because God knows how long COVID is going to be around.
COVID ain't going anywhere. COVID ain't going anywhere. What I say to say, I remember going through some papers, birth certificates, etc., and I saw from 1977 my card where I got vaccinated for a number of things, and that's going into primary school. And I saw things like diphtheria. What's diphtheria? Well, I know it's diphtheria. I got vaccinated for diphtheria and a whole set of other things. So maybe COVID can become like that, where somebody can say, what's COVID? You get vaccinated for COVID? COVID, get a little touch of COVID. Hey, John, what's going on? Well, I got a little COVID here, man. All right, man, wish you better. That's what it's going to be just now. It ain't going anywhere. It's just going to be another one of those things, as far as I'm concerned. It just will be. And when they go any further back, you can look back for the days of Christopher Columbus. You will know about him, Admiral, where you had people dying from scurvy. And scurvy was something that was dealt with vitamin C. You know, so just now, COVID being a virus now instead of scurvy, which was a deficiency. With COVID, I just feel it's just going to be like how it was back then. We got vaccinated for diphtheria. We got vaccinated against polio. I remember getting that little sugar cube put on my tongue, etc. at primary school. So it ain't going anywhere. So we got to look at how we're going to deal with it. You know, social media has done a disservice for many of us. It's really addled the brain of many, and a lot of us are playing doctor and scientists and deciding what is and what isn't. But like the Prime Minister said, I believe in science, so I will follow it. I got vaccinated, and I'm waiting on my second one in a week or so. So my thing is, who choose to get it is up to them. Who don't, well, fine, and that's their decision. But the thing is, it ain't going nowhere. We're gonna have to deal with COVID for a long time. So fellow entertainers and all other citizens alike, just bear that in mind. You know, you got to think of what you will do to deal with the situation when you really got to deal with it, like when there's another outbreak.
Well, Adrian, the thing is, if you plan to travel, you're going to have to, you know, get vaccinated. But look, congratulations for being a part of our competition.
Are you going to travel?
Yeah, I can imagine.
So you say, are you in the competition?
Yeah, you are.
In the competition?
You are in the social commentary category, and we're gonna. You're in both, right? He's in both competitions. Yes, you're in both competitions. So you're in party.
So we're having a nice time.
We are having a nice time, an extremely nice time. We're gonna have a better time. We're gonna look back at 2008 to your performance. Remember your songs in 2008? Yeah. Let's have a look.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah, for sure.
Hey! A whole set of things I got to get off me chest. A whole set of things that got me head in a mess. Yes. But they only give me 7 minutes in which to do all of it. So without further ado, I get vented with who I intended to. Serenader tried to say he is one of them. But don't care how we try, the words he keep forgetting. He say people wish he back. Once the government change, we expected that. He take one step forward in 93 and 14 back. That didn't impress me. John King, you get on the radio and TV. You done never to compete for the monarchy. You criticize the standard of competition. The finals ain't saying nothing. Unlike the hard song you're singing about, it ain't hard to find time to change your mouth. Now if you had sense and good memory, the change means you would be up here with me. Put that in your song, Seri. Put that in your song, Seri. The only hard song you ever did do was the 2 for Rita when she beat you. Put that in your song, Johnny. Put that in your song, Johnny. You see the stealing there 15 years back, but when the government changed, you catch cataract. Put that in your song, Seri. Put that in your song, Seri. And why you sit down in a room to chat, idle pun issues and getting fat? Put that in your song, Johnny. Put that in your song, Johnny. Put that in your song. You prodigal son of Calypso. I am very sure these are what your fans would like to know. Alive, Shubadu. Red plastic bike, you for sure. Not since we get rid of Seymour. One of the things that I find strange, Mia is your biggest fan since the government changed. So like you tell Thompson that you can do. Plastic bag guy, I'm saying all eyes on you. Yabberts, mighty ambassador. What the hell are you waiting for? Go back to the village with that music, cause the judges ain't accepting it as a B. Lots of fees you get paid. I hope you then spend all in the arcade.
Oh yeah, the stage is back, people. I know you're happy. I've been getting some WhatsApp on my phone, but I want you to call us 228-5563. Yeah, 228-5563. You can call us and let's hear, maybe what are your thoughts? Is there anything you would like to see happen during the period? Well, there's not going to be any full-blown crop over. We're not at that stage where we should look to accommodate a full-blown crop over. But there are some things that can happen, I am sure, that can help the guys to bring some money into the coffers. So what do you think that can happen now? I mentioned one already. I am a part of a process that helps the artists to make money. The thing is, the more you play, the better for them. There's 94.7. It's 100% local music. Are you listening to that? Are you representing your Bajan nationality? Because that's what that's all about. So that's the radio station that you can support. But there are other stations across our company here at CBC that continues to play the local music, but that's not enough because those checks take a long time in coming sometimes, and these fellas are looking for instant gratification. It's been tough on artists all across the world, as we have mentioned, and it's not easy. The other thing you've got to look out for, this is just the preliminary stage of this competition. So you're going to maybe want to have a listen to your stations next week to hear what's going on as these guys go forward. Now, I think we've got our caller, 228-5563, on the line. Heather, good night. Welcome to the stage.
Hi, good night, Admiral.
Hello, Heather. How are you?
I'm pretty good. A little disappointed that
you're
we are
pretty
going
far
through this
too.
period, but this is life.
Tell me.
I just wanted to make a comment.
Heather, are you there? Well, Heather appears to have gone because she's gone out my ears pretty far away. Yes.
Hello?
Heather, you're there. I'm trying to hear you, Heather. I'm not hearing you clearly. Maybe you can come a little closer to your mouthpiece.
Is that better?
Exactly what you're contributing.
Is
Heather,
that better?
Are you there? Well,
Hello?
Okay. So, yeah. So I was saying, when we get that all sorted out, I was saying that okay, so let's try for Heather again. Heather, are you hearing me now?
I am.
Oh, good. Now you're clear. Now you're very clear. Welcome to the stage. Your first caller after COVID-19. Well,
hi, good night.
Yes,
I just wanted to say that one of the concerns that I have generally about entertainment in Barbados, and of course with Cropover being one of our major festivals, is that we do not seem to make provision for anything that could possibly happen. COVID-19 is a reality, and our entertainers are suffering. And the point that you made before is very salient about having some sort of fallout situation where people can be given funding. But what is intriguing for me, Admiral, is that with an entertainment industry and with industries all over the world, you are not making any provision for the very thing that sustains, because people come into this country and for all the seasons that I've known to listen to our entertainers, to watch our entertainers. And I'm not only talking Calypsonians, I'm talking about people who do limbo dancing. When they have guests in from overseas, they take them to hotels to dinner. I've gone to Plantation Theatre. What concerns me is that if this COVID had not happened and we had gone on, we have also to think of natural disasters. We have to think, what if we could not stage Cropover because of a natural disaster? Not a pandemic, but a natural disaster. What do we do? Now, one of the things that we have to understand is that if you have a platform, whether that platform is visual media as CBC or whether it's social media and the Internet of Things, then you have to be able to monetize the thing. I think I saw one of the guys who performed here many years ago, Dave Claus, and he was basically online saying, come catch our show, do this, but you had to pay. So Adrian's point.
I'll tell you, Heather, it would take a full night of a program for me to tell you exactly what the entertainers need to do to protect themselves for stuff like this. And now it's COVID-19, and you don't know, the world could get worse. But for many, many years, I've talked to these guys about insurance policies, pension plans, paying income tax, doing the regulars like we normally do in order to protect themselves. A lot of entertainers across the world believe it's get on stage, perform, you make a lot of money, you get old and you die, and that's it. Now, that may be all well and good for Lionel Richie and Barry Salmon and those fellas, but when it comes to the Calypso arena, there are very few in the soccer arena that can say that they have survived like that. There are not many. Many Calypsonians over time have died paupers. There are stories told about them, songs written about them. So the fellas have the information. It is out there. They can use it to build their own. They've got this body in place. I haven't heard anything from this body as it relates to protection of the artists. They can't continue like this because look what happened. Look what happened. They are at the mercy now of the authorities. And as I said earlier on this program, these guys bring a lot of money into the country, but they're not protecting themselves.
Yes. I also want to make a very quick comment as well, because when we think of the entertainment industry, we usually go to music. I had an experience last year, and I want to make a very quick point about it. And I'm going to reference Tyler Perry because he's one of those people whom I admire because of the way he gets things done. But we had a piece which was done, and we basically followed all the protocols. The actors came in. We sent it overseas to an international competition, and it came back. It was a film short, and it came back with a semifinal place. Now, what I think we are missing is that if we are able to diversify our entertainment sector, so in other words, music is huge, but as you said, Admiral, a lot of people die paupers because sometimes it's just an upside-down pyramid, other people get the money. But if you said, as Adrian commented, I'm a writer, what other areas can I write to? I do music as well. So I'm not in the Calypso arena. I've done a few pieces. But I go overseas. I work with the producer. I've gone there, worked with him, come back, worked with producers here. But I also author books, and I do screenplays. What I'm saying is this is an international sense of presence. So while it is true that the entertainment industry, it got hit hard, we also have to think of the diversification that is necessary. Because even if you think of the money that is brought in through Cropover, and let us say back in the days when they had Jazz Festival and so on, you do the Nikki and so forth, you got to ask yourself, but what if this doesn't work, or what if, for one reason or another, a performance gets hindered, as I said, by natural disasters or some other thing? What else can I do? And I think that is something that we ought to consider, because that world out there. I mean, there are screen rating modules that you can get into competitions in that thing. If you're rating music, if you're rating lyrics, you have an opportunity to rate books. You have an opportunity to do. You don't know what that rating will do, and I think that is one of the things that I would sort of recommend in that sphere. Because
all right, it's a good recommendation, Heather. It's a good recommendation. Diversify. That's the whole story. There's room. There's room for everybody, but they got to make it happen.
Yeah.
We just can't talk about it. We just got to make it happen. I want to thank you for your call, Heather, and I wish you a happy virtual Cropover. Don't forget, you can stay tuned to CBC TV 8. We've got those parties coming up on Saturday nights. We've got a parade of some of the creme de la creme in Barbados as it relates to soca artists, so you're not going to miss anything. We've got Chetwin Stewart. Of course, everyone knows Chetwin for Power by 4. And Chetwin is a part of our presentation tonight. Let me say good night to Chetwin. Last time I saw you were eating doubles. How are you?
Good night to Albert and everyone. As usual, I see I want a nice shirt. Love
you
your
too,
shirt.
man. You too. Your shirt is looking quite nice. You know how it goes. All right, Chetwin, I know that you guys have been anxious to get back out there and to bring a semblance of enjoyment to Barbados. But of course, COVID-19 is still pretty much here with us. What are the plans? What are you saying about it now?
Well, we had asked for a seat at the table, which we got the other day with the Prime Minister.
Right.
So coming out of that, we have a better idea of what we can and cannot do. Because we were obviously waiting for the protocols and stuff to be announced. And fortunately, we are going to be able to do some stuff. So it wouldn't be a Cropover, as you said, like in the past. But we will be given permission to do events. The number is a small number, but I mean, promoters are going to have to diversify and adapt. We are going to get assistance to do events, but we will not be able to do at this time an event with more than 150 people. So it's going to be challenging, but for my one part and for Power by 4, we are actually definitely looking forward to start doing events because it's not just about us surviving, but it's about the whole industry. And when we talk about the entertainment industry, a lot of people don't understand what it contributes to the economy, but we contribute a lot. People just kind of look at us doing events, but they don't look at the security men and the stores in Swan Street that are closed right now because nobody is buying the clothes because there's nowhere to go. The nails ain't selling, the hair ain't selling, that kind of stuff. So when you have events, although they might not be big events, but when you have events and you have a lot of them, well, then at least you get the ball rolling. So there might not be 60 big events, but if there are 600 small events, it's still going to get people out there, and certain people are going to be paid. Surviving. I don't think it's about making money this year. I more think it's about surviving and people getting the opportunity to feed themselves and the family. So we are going to Power by 4 can be out there doing as many events as possible.
Chetwin, could we talk just a little bit about your meeting with the heads here? Was there the request for protocols to be put in place? Because I would imagine if you're going to have an event, you may be looking at vaccinated people, unvaccinated people. How is that going to play out?
Okay, well, I called the minister today to make sure that I can say certain things. Because there's some things that I will still not be able to mention. But in terms of vaccinated and not vaccinated, what is being proposed is that when you do events, people come to events if they're vaccinated or if they're tested. So if you want to go to the event, you can go and get tested. Now, the Prime Minister said that people will not have to pay to be tested. The government will make sure and cover that cost because they don't want that to be a deterrent. So you'll be able to come to events if you're fully vaccinated or if you are tested. So you get tested 24 hours before, and they said there are enough facilities for people to go and get tested.
Of course, as a promoter, you know that there's always the protocol situation that must be set up. You'll have your sanitizing stations, etc. You'll have your people taking the temperature and all that. This is a new dimension in Cropover. This is gonna take it to a totally different level. So if it happens, 150 people, it's not a lot, but at least it's a good start after 2 years and working hard to get an event happen. I certainly hope that this would come off and you guys will be able to breathe a little. You've been in this business now for how long, Chetwin?
Oh my, I've been a promoter for over 40 years.
Wow.
I've been about 85. I've been a venue operator for over 30 years.
You remember?
So, you know, probably I'm a lot of different things.
You remember
I'm
your
not a
first?
restaurant owner. I'm also a bar owner.
Yeah. You remember your first party?
Yes, I remember back in the day. You would know of a Paul's Disco because I saw you know that side of the world, right?
Of course.
So we used to at 17. I used to help throw a party, a Sunday school party, where we get $5 at the door, and the DJ would play all oldie goodies, you know. And I was only 17, you know. And then he moved on from there, you know, to do other events. Then, as you know, with Pop before we started out at the we started out doing events all around. We were doing some events at the Pepper Pot by any time. We were the first to do a Christmas night party. Held a lot of licks from, you know, the churches and stuff, but we did the Christmas night party there at Pepper Pot. We went on then to do the shelter, you know, and then from the shelter we moved to Bay Shore, and then from Bay Shore we started the party stand, and then from the party stand we went to Soca Beach. But we did parties all around. But that was, you know, back in the time, you know, you had to be very creative. And I remember in Malibu, the big Conga Line, there were a lot of people forget about all the Conga Line parties, but there were so many Conga Line parties, you know, that we put on. And then Malibu decided that part by four should bring a very large Conga Line band, and we brought over 2,500 people from Top Rock down to the Garrison.
Yes.
You know, at the time we didn't even tell anybody how much people it was. You know, and you know, we just used to do parties every weekend. And during the season we would do like 30 parties, and we had a large committee and had to set people to do different parties. Cause then when the band party started, you know, you'd be doing Glow another week, you'd be doing Outrageous Red another week, you would be doing All Jeans Affair another week, you know, you would be doing all kind of events. We had so many theme parties, you know, and every week we would have a good party. And then as it came along, you know, Beige joined us, and then we support the Beige, and you do your parties on Fridays, we do our parties on Saturdays. You know, back then we were the what you call the young people party band. You know, now there are a lot of people doing events, which is good, and there are a lot of promoters who can still do small events because that's where they came from. So hopefully this is the direction we will have to go. As the Prime Minister said, the 150 is not a set in stone forever. It's just to be able to start back, because they have found that with the contact tracing, if they try to do more than 150, it's very difficult and they don't want to shut back down. And the reality is that, and as she said, a lot of people don't give in the right information, you know, so it's very hard to do contact tracing. So they don't want to go over the number right now at 150, but it's not set in stone. And obviously, it's going to depend on the type of events that you also want to do. I hope that you could get creative. Because I had asked her, for instance, suppose I want to do a fully vaccinated party. She said as far as she's concerned, she don't see a problem in that. She would double check. Because one of my parties, I might want to do fully vaccinated, because I might have members who only feel safe around fully vaccinated people. Or I would know the protocols might be a little bit more lenient at that party, because it's still over 150. But then I could do another event with people who, you know, coming in and they're going to go and get the test or whatever. So it's early. So now you will have to sit down now and look at what kind of events you can do, because they have some promoters, say for example, that do comedy shows. I can say, well, okay, I want to do a comedy show. I want to go to the gymnasium, but I can't do it with 150. But because I go in the gymnasium and I might do it with vaccinated people, can I space it out 2 6 before? So can I get more people in there and stuff like that? So, you know, as we go along, I think that's what we're going to have to look. And then as we go along also, we are going to have to look to see how the initial parties are working. Because the reality is, as soon as you open to tourists, the virus is going to come here. You cannot keep it up.
Yeah. Chapman, I noticed that you have involved your youngsters in the business. What part are they playing? Your children are definitely a part
Okay.
of what's going on now.
Well, Part 4 actually has now 4 new directors. Each of my kids, as you can see there, each of them are going to, they are directors with Part 4.
Wow.
So that now the new blood and the continuation of Part 4 will go. Because as you know, we are old now, we will be talking about the paling and all the other kind of effects we used to go to. Those were the days. But that's the same conversation my father had with me. Boy, you ain't know about fat, those were the days. But the reality is that things change and young people come and they like my eldest daughter already, she's a promoter in her own right. She does events with DJ Ross.
Nice.
They do the Friday nights. They've done it for years. You know, all 3 of them are interested. My second daughter, she came back from Boston Music College with a degree and she into music and she was heading up a music school, but with COVID then, you know, it stopped and she's now, you know, Part 4's event manager. Then I have my third daughter, and then I have my son who just turned 20. Unfortunately, his mother named him Chapman too. But you know, so we're going to be meeting. We were doing a lot of meetings and things last year, preparing for, you know, early in the year for Cropover. Was kept unfortunately, but like everybody else, you know, we took the hit. But fortunately, this year, the government is going to give all the bands opportunity to make some money to keep fighting by doing 2 events. They're going to allow you to do 2 events, which you will get a stipend for to help you do the events.
What about your colleagues from Trinidad, Chapman? I know you've got a wonderful relationship with them. What are they saying?
Yeah, well, unfortunately, as you know, Trinidad had to take a full shutdown.
And they're closed,
So
yes, they're closed.
because right again, because the virus came in and you know it can be held back into, but they're waiting to get going. Up to the other day, Trini Posse called me and his next year is their 30th anniversary, and Trini Posse actually was formed in Barbados at Kensington Oval. And every year when they do the party stand at Kensington, they come and they give them an area in there. So they are all planning for the England tour in January and they want to have meetings with me and stuff. So hopefully the Part 4 beach party stand will be there next year. The Part 4 beach party stand is the, how I would say it, it's the top sportainment party stand in the world, not in the Caribbean. That is from England, that is from India, that is from Australia, everybody says so. And that is the achievement. A lot of people don't know that. You know, that beach party stand is so popular. I mean, when I first set that up, you know, it was amazing. People want to know I can put a beach. The ITC saw it, and the next year they gave me $85,000 to set it up again.
Wow.
You know, but the first year it cost me $400,000 to do it. But, you know, so over the years, you know, people get accustomed to the English note for the party stand, the bar. I've already have people calling me from England, you know, all the time, want to know when they can hear what's going on. But again, because we have some protocols coming out now, because cricket is next month in Barbados,
Yeah,
you know, Pakistan is passing through too. And, you know, very soon we have to decide if we are going to be able to have people in there or not watching the cricket. And that is something that I think could help, you know, generate some money. But for sure, I think the tour of England next year could pull some of the slack up and help to recover from what we're going to lose at Cropover, because we're losing a lot at Cropover. Cropover generates $110 million within 2 months in the economy. I think it's more than that now, right? Normally when it works, but yet it's a very challenging event for the NCF to put on. So the other day was also a privilege to be at a meeting with BTMI. And I suggested that they come on board with Grand Kadooment, you know, and help out the NCF, because Grand Kadooment is, you would say, the climax of Cropover, but it's the one event that the NCF says every year that they lose the most money on, right? But yet, it's the event that brings in people. So we have to look ways of getting Grand Canoe back on top, because we used to be second behind Trinidad. I know Jamaica and all the other countries come up past us. So in terms of the carnival element party, because they realize how much overseas money comes in, so the government's actually put a lot of money into it. But here we still have the NCF scrambling to have money to put off Cropover. I never blame the NCF for not being able to make Grand Canoe where some place Cropover. I've always blamed all the governments, because the budget for Cropover is very large, and the government, so they have to go just like us and raise money and be out there so fighting to get sponsorship. And in a way to that, then the sponsorship we need to get.
Chetwin, that will lead us into some great discussion. 228-5563. You can give us a call. We'll continue to talk with Chetwin when we return. Festival Stage, the first edition in 2021, and we've got Chetwin Stewart, and I know that Adrian Clark is still somewhere around there. And gentlemen, it's good to have you, as we've given you some extra time tonight, looking at 10:20. Chetwin, you don't have to go anywhere to get a big band in Barbados. We got over 20,000 Guyanese. We got lots of St. Lucians. We got lots of Trinidadians here who really and truly are worried about getting back home right now. So you've got them all. You just got to find them and put the party on. That's all you need to do. Find them and put the party on.
That is so, and with the number now, as I was telling some younger promoters, with the number at 150, it can be done. But what you have to do is sit down and do a budget and know how you make money. Because if you're doing an event and the government, say for example, might give you a $1,000 bill, $5,000 to help, then you sit down and decide it's only 150. Can I do a quality event where you can charge $50? At 150, I might bring 7,005. I also will have a bar. How much I might make from the bar? A little 1,500. So as long as you can cover your expenses, you can still walk away with an easy $5,000, because it's not an event where you're going to have like 5 or 6 different partners, or you need to have a $10,000 stage. You just need to have a good old-time party. And as I always tell young promoters, what really makes the party at the end of the day is the people. A lot of people think that, it got to be, as long as you have a good DJ playing, good, you can do a party. Back in the day, I remember when we used to do the Hilton every All Year's night. I don't mind saying it now, because nobody can come after Peter Cobbin for the money. A year I gave Peter Cobbin $10,000 to go on All Year's night. I'd have them because back then, Peter Cobbin controlled the whole crowd. Nowadays, that don't happen. Then the DJ know that can bring out people. So just show you the example. Back then, you had DJs that, all the young people came out that night. At the Hilton Quarry, me, because the whole gap was blocked and they cut off the door, right? But back then you could do that. No, you see DJs here, there, everywhere, performing for free, whatever. So you don't have a DJ that could do that. They man, it's have changed, So you have to work with what you have now. So what do you have now? Son? You have white tail.
Oh my God.
You have to come up with an idea event. You got to think about what you can do. You can do a theme event, but you just have to bring the people up. But you have to give quality for money. But if you can charge $50, people gonna know that they're getting it. But you don't have to go to sponsor for even cash. You can go to sponsor you had before who used to give you $5,000. Say, look, I want you to pay for this DJ. This DJ cost me $300. You can go to sponsor and say, I want you to pay for security man, environment. At the end of the day, when you put on your budget and you could get those covered, you understand, you can survive.
All right, Chetwin. Now that's one side of Cropover I like, but I want to come to Adrian Clark here, because I don't know Adrian, and I don't know if you are good enough to go where I'm going here. I believe that we could have done like Trinidad here, and we could have had a virtual Calypso tent, and people can subscribe to watch that tent.
I think we should have been able to do something of the sort. Um, I was even thinking at one point there are venues here big enough. You're asking for social distancing that we could actually distance ourselves and still have live shows when it comes to the Calypso tent. Calypso tent is not going to have the gyrating and stuff that go on in effect. So therefore, you're going to worry about people being too close. And even Bobo's song, the lady asked me for 3 feet. So my thing is, we should have been able to have something like that, where we could have had a Calypso tent and get the whole entertainment fraternity active. But everything just stagnant. I think at times we just think start and stop. We don't think of what can happen in between. We just
But
go and stop.
Adrian, genuinely, it could be that the tent managers are not aware of how this can be done. And you know, the thing is, you talk about CBC, but any of the managers needed any level of assistance. We've got so many high technological people here in Barbados that can make that happen for you, that can put it together. You saw Nicholas Branca had a massive concert on television. Then gospel concert on television. You've been seeing the Star Home Party. There you've got it. Enough space for Kaiso Tank. You look at Chetwin. If Chetwin really wants to, I believe he should use one of these Saturday nights to dress up some of those girls, get his youngsters to put together a group and bring them on television and have a party, a virtual party for the people of Barbados. That is what Cropover has to be this year.
If you remember Admiral Beanie Man and Bounty Killer, they quote unquote broke the internet as far as I'm concerned doing their virtual stuff.
Yes, I remember that very well.
We got acts here that can do similar performances as far as I'm concerned, and I don't see why it is that we couldn't put our heads together and make these things happen.
So who's the we? Who's the we? Who's the we?
We the entertainers. Listen,
okay.
We the entertainers, we wait too much on promoters.
Right.
I think that's the problem. We take too much. We put too much effort. Yeah. Chapman is a promoter. Yeah, we wait too much on these guys. And if these guys decide they're not doing anything, we can stand there and throw our hands in the air. Why? You know, I always say that we need to start being our own promoters. You know, we know what we want. We know what we would like to earn, and start being your own boss as far as that's concerned. Start depending on NCF. Start becoming like, if I should say, like a welfare dependent. You know, where you gotta throw your hands up and vote for the government to do things for you. You know, it was like when for my old school, Princess Margaret, me being the president of the alumni, we decided to go and get some tablets for the children. And there were persons who were messaging me and saying, oh, the government should do this, the government should do that. Why do we always have to wait on somebody to do for us? Why can't we do for ourselves for a change, right? And I think that's what we as entertainers need to start doing. Look to do for ourselves. When we start being our own promoters, we can pay ourselves more than the dollars that Chetwin paid Peter Coppin back then in 20 or whatever, or 19, whatever. So my thing is, you got to start doing for yourselves, but we're scared, right? Then another part of it now, we always talking about the Trinidadians coming in and doing this and the Trinidadians coming in and doing that. They just like to sell. It's like properties and businesses. We like to sell, and who's buying the Trinidadians? But then we get vexed, right? Why we can't do for ourselves? That's the problem I got with my people. We need to start doing it for ourselves.
But Adrian, you know, and Chetwin, it'd be good to jump in here because Mad has been doing this now for several years, you know.
Oh yeah, kudos to Eric Lewis and
Mad jumped out of the Kaiso tent and put on their own shows. But I think that Chetwin would tell you that it's not easy to put these shows on. It's not easy.
But not only that it's not easy. The reality is, and I agree with what y'all just said, especially Adrian, they have to start doing things, as you said, virtual for themselves. But virtual is not part way for. It's not me as a promoter. The reason why he said that I could do it, but then I have to get people who could do that to do it. They could do that on their own. I want to get my people working. Virtual don't feed my security. It don't help the store that in Swan Street shut down, that is starting to close, right? That is hired 4 or 5 girls. It doesn't. I need to get out there and do events to start the economy rolling again. You understand? So I totally agree with what Adrian said for Calypsonians and stuff who are artists who will be left out if somebody doing the event for 150, right? They can do other things. But for promoters like myself who want to get the economy rolling, because I know if I can get that done, it won't benefit me much doing small parties, but it will benefit me next year if people live to fight another day and then next year they can reopen. Because the fear that I have is that a lot of businesses are going to shut down, and when the opening comes, they're not going to be able to start back. A guy I know who has a sound system and some lighting told me that they had to sell a lot of his equipment.
Yeah, no problem.
His family. So when things open back up, no, would he have the money to go and start back at his business? No. Will he get a loan? Maybe, maybe not. So I'm saying we need to get out there as promoters and do things and stimulate, get people out there. So buying hot dogs, buying hamburgers, catching a taxi.
Yeah, we got it. We got it. We got it.
A lot of people don't understand.
We got it, Chetwin. We got it, and I think you're right. But I want to also say tonight to Adrian that I think that with your body in place, that you guys should really look. It's not too late at doing a virtual tent for Cropover 2021. I would love to see it happen. Gentlemen, we've gone way over time, but I want to thank my producers tonight, Cassandra Crawford, for coming in, and the crew in the studio for making tonight happen. This has been great. Festival Stage. It's so good to be back out, to be able to meet you people and talk with you guys. We'll be back here same time next week with another presentation. Congratulations to all those who made it into our SoCA preliminaries. We're going forward. Adrian, I hope that when the other group is chosen, Adrian, that you're somewhere in there, at least in the social commentary, all right? So call your favorite personality and make sure they play the song and make sure they send in your name for the next round. Thank you, gentlemen.
I call all my bar member friends, man.
Yeah, you're most welcome. And thanks to you for viewing on CBC TV 8. It's been a wonderful pleasure. It's good to have you on board for our first edition. We'll continue next week. I'm the Admiral. Whatever you do, enjoy what is left of your weekend.